Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's BDF44 coming into another video. Okay, so this is one of those very unique moments where I just listened to one of my videos and suddenly wanted to pretty much get on here and say the exact same things that I've already said, because I feel like breaking down the matchup between the Bucks and the Suns, but I pretty much said everything that I wanted to say in the video. So I'm like, and I don't think I've come up with too much new. But what I can say is this: from the Suns' point of view, I think it's going to be very, very important that Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges um, adjust well to who they're going to have to be assigned against as the series progresses. The Suns know that Giannis is not playing in this series, but they also know that there's a chance that he could play. So what that means is that they're going to have to come up with two different game plans and accept the fact that one of them may not even need to be used. And that's a very difficult thing for a coaching staff, especially going into a pressure situation like this. But that is exactly what's on hand for Monty Williams and crew. They are going to have to figure out how they want to approach this Bucks team without Giannis, and they're going to have to figure out how they want to approach it with Giannis. They need to get the players to understand both concepts, and they need to prepare for being able to switch from one to the next, because that's going to be the thing. Now, I loved how I saw them handle their point guard conundrum last series, so that makes me think they may be able to pull this off. But it's very, very important that they do this, because what you don't want to do is be caught off guard by Giannis's return. And even though Giannis's return could, in theory, provide some problems for the Bucks, what you don't have is an answer for Giannis. So even if there are problems for their team in terms of getting everybody used to playing with Giannis again, he still can go off. Half of Giannis can still go for 30 and 10 against you because you don't have the personnel. So it's so important that Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson particularly, and I also look at, of course, Ayton. He's going to be a mainstay, so that goes without saying, but him not getting in foul trouble is pretty important. Especially with Brook Lopez on the floor. He's a dangerous center, especially since he's playing well and he's healthy. So he's dangerous right now. But, all in all, it's going to be on those two players. And I look at a guy like Torrey Craig, who's also playing well, even though I got on his case last week and the week before when I thought he was not playing up to par. He has brought his game along, and he's doing the little things out there that are making me respect him as a center out there. He's going to be a part of this conversation. Those three guys are the guys that are usually doing the most work, jumping in and out of passing lanes, bodying up against physical bigs and power forward players and things like that. They're the guys that are going to be chasing guys out to the three-point line, making sure that they contest all threes. But most importantly, they're going to be the guys that are going to be watching Giannis as he's barreling at them, trying to draw charges and things of that nature. I'm sure he's coming back, and if he is coming back, he's going to probably still be good enough to do the things that he does well. I just have a weird feeling that we're going to see a better Giannis than we're probably supposed to see coming back from injury because the championship's on the line. So he's going to be aggressive. Even a half of Giannis is going to be very aggressive. He wants this, and he feels it's his responsibility to bring that thing back to Milwaukee. And he also thinks his team is better than Phoenix, I bet. So this is a situation where I don't know when he's coming back. I don't know if his leg will allow him to come back, but I have a feeling it will, and I have a feeling he'll be back by Game 3. I told you guys that. I heard Chris Broussard say he felt that probably around the same time, around Game 3, thinks he would come back as well. So this is a situation where, hey, you got to prepare for both. You got to prepare for both, and it's two different things. The Milwaukee team that Giannis has on it, you got to be ready, like I said, draw charges, emphasis on team rebounding, sort of like you did against the Clippers and things of that nature. Make sure that you have everybody in position to rebound the ball at all times, and making sure you're not turning the ball over. Because that's one of the things that Milwaukee was able to show us. They take advantage of mistakes that you make. So if you cough up the ball, even if Giannis ain't on the floor, they're going back the other way. So, that's one of those situations where Phoenix has been really good, especially their point guards, and not turning the ball over clearly. Cam Johnson had a game where he didn't turn the ball over and went for crazy stats. Obviously, Chris Paul just went for the legendary stats with no turnovers, 41 and something like that, some 10. I don't know how many assists he had, but it was one of the greatest performances you'll see out of a point guard in a playoff situation, period. And no turnovers. So that works. If they can keep that up against Milwaukee, a very good defensive team, it looks great for Phoenix. But they just need to understand that Milwaukee is a shooting team without Giannis. Free-flowing, streaky, individual players that know how to play within the system that they're running. Guys who don't force it, let the game come to them kind of stuff. Middleton is good at that. Holiday's good at that. PJ Tucker can hit the corner three. You can't leave him open. They know him well in Phoenix. They've had him before. So this is a situation where you just got to stay honest if there's no Giannis down there. And if there's Giannis down there, then suddenly you have to double team. You have to leave shooters open. You have to probably run some type of zone. You have to understand that he's going to draw fouls. So that means certain players are going to be off the floor. And it affects a lot. So, yes, Middleton is so very important no matter what, because at any given moment he can go for another 40 points. Yes, Jrue Holiday is going to kill you on both sides of the floor, so he's going to make life hard for Cam Payne and Chris Paul. They're not going to be as good as they were in the Clippers series because they're going to have to deal with him. And I'm just letting y'all know that now. They will be good. I'm sure we'll see great performances out of both of those guys. But as far as that free-flowing way that they were kind of playing against the Clippers, I don't see that. Seems like Milwaukee's a more sound defensive team than the Clippers is at this stage. Especially guarding the three-point shot, which is going to be a thing. They like to shoot threes. This team guards the three-point shot. Phoenix finds a way to get good three-point shots, though. They run fantastic plays, misdirection plays, things of that nature. They run off screens well. They take advantage of pick-and-roll situations for which I think they'll do a better job than Atlanta did in terms of exploiting Brook Lopez in pick-and-roll situations. I think the Phoenix Suns, you're talking about Ayton and Chris Paul, yeah, they're going to be running lobs a lot, and that's going to be a thing. Brook Lopez played so well in the last series. They're going to need him in these finals. He is one of the most important Bucks, with or without Giannis. If he's trash, they lose. But if he plays like they did in this other series, he's going to be all right. Then their team is going to be really good, and that's what is most important. He's going to have to be on point because he's going up against Ayton. Simple as that. He's got the Ayton assignment, and especially if there's no Giannis. And Ayton is playing like a monster right now, rebounding the ball at a big time rate, scoring the ball at a big time rate, making quick decisions, shooting the ball from mid range, which is something that's extremely impressive to me. Makes me think that he's going to be a Hall of Famer one day, because you can't have a 7-footer understand how to take the mid-range shot and hit it consistently when teams just leave him open for a split second. It's like he's like another Joel Embiid in the making. I hope people realize this. And they say he's not very good defensively. He's good defensively. I'm watching him down there. There's room for improvement, but he's so fast and his conditioning is so good and he's so athletic that he's only going to continue to get better on that side of the ball as well. Barring any injuries, I'm telling you, this is a Hall of Famer. Like we're seeing the beginning. And if he gets him a ring already this soon, don't think he's done. He's not. I'm a believer in Ayton. And this is one of those situations where it's like you forget he can shoot the three. I hope he hasn't forgotten he can shoot the three. He needs to continue to work on that aspect of his game and keep this conditioning up, man, because he looks like the best conditioned big man in the game to me right now. I'm not even going to play with you guys. Like, the best. He moves faster and quicker and than anyone else, even the elite guys like Joel Embiid. He's strong. He's in a space where he's in better shape, is what I'm saying. He's in better shape than Joel is, better shape than Anthony Davis, better shape than Karl Towns, and that's interesting. That's really interesting. He might be able to get him a ring this year. Like I said, who knows where this guy is going to end up, especially if Chris Paul stays. So I like Phoenix, but it's going to be very important for them not to underestimate this Milwaukee team. Do not underestimate them. Mike Budenholzer is a very, very difficult coach to match up against, as I've said a million times to you guys. He has an unorthodox style, and he chooses to play whoever he wants to play in any given moment. You might not see a guy for 3 games. He'll come in and have 25 minutes. You just don't know what he's going to do. His players are inconsistent in general. So from game to game, you don't know what you're going to get from any of them. And because of it, you could have your whole game plan centered around something that does not help you win going up against this guy. Have a perfect plan attacking the wrong thing because he has it so that Brent Forbes is now getting 20 shots tonight. So it's very important to understand that you are going up against a very, very unorthodox coach. And adjustments are ever so important in this series, just like it was against the Clippers and Ty Lue. It's equally important against the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, sometimes Budenholzer does things that hurt himself. So if you can help him along, if he's doing the wrong thing that particular night, you just help him along and you'll get the win. But if you gotta guess right in terms of your game plan. You gotta guess right. And so take advantage where you can. Obviously, Devin Booker is going to be a very, very important piece. Obviously, I'm looking at him as a MVP candidate for these finals. And I think it's really up to the Milwaukee Bucks how they approach the situation. You got to give up something. All right, is it going to be Devin Booker? Because Chris Paul is going to get his. As I said, you got to focus on Ayton. Got to focus on those wing small forwards. So, what do you give up against this very, very deep and multifaceted Phoenix team? If you're Milwaukee, what are you giving up? I don't think it should be Devin Booker. I'll tell you that. So I expect him to get double teamed, triple teamed, and they're going to have PJ Tucker bumping him, and you're going to see a lot of Middleton on him. His length is going to be important. Everybody's going to get their turn against Devin Booker, especially when Chris Paul's not on the floor. So Cam Payne is going to have to play well. That's what that means. Cam Payne is going to have to continue to shoot well, continue to be aggressive, continue to play free-flowing. He tends to take good, bad shots in rhythm. And what I mean by that is he's a guy where he'll come down, jack up a three-point shot with like 20 seconds in the shot clock, but it goes in most of the time when he does it. So it's like, paying attention to him and his somewhat unorthodox way of approaching games as well is important for the Milwaukee Bucks equally. So, hey, these teams are not here by accident. Both of these coaches have prepared their teams all season long. They've barreled through very good teams, even though they've had some help along the way with injuries and things of that nature. All in all, these are two teams that are ready to go, and both of them are dealing with their own adjustments with players having issues on either side. So, Chris Paul's dealing with injuries, even though he's playing through them. Need you not forget that he's not 100%. Same goes with other players on the team as well. Look on the Milwaukee Bucks, same thing. Obviously, Giannis. Is he coming back or is he not? And if he is coming back, which I think he is, will the Phoenix Suns be ready for that adjustment? Will the Milwaukee Bucks be ready for that adjustment? It'll be a challenge for both. And ultimately, that's what I got, man. That's what I got. Turnovers are important. Turnovers and free throws, baby. Don't miss them. Don't cough up the ball. And, hey, I honestly think this series can go 7. I really do. Especially if Giannis comes back. Phoenix has been blowing out teams. They did what they needed to do against the 3 teams that they faced. So there's not going to be a night where Milwaukee can have a 15-point Middleton or 1 for 9 out of PJ Tucker. You gotta really have your game on point against Phoenix. Phoenix is a lot better than the Hawks. Phoenix is a lot better than a broken down Nets team, et cetera, et cetera. So, this is gonna be a tough one. This ain't gonna be no easy series. I'm still not sure where I'm leaning. I guess I'm going with Phoenix without Giannis, but there's still more to say. Honestly, I want to see more before I'm ready to definitively tell you guys where my prediction is. I still got more thinking to do, more studying to do, and ultimately, news on Giannis is all that'll help quite a bit. That'll be all I need right there. So, anyway, yeah, thank you guys for watching, man. My name is BDF44. Enjoy the finals. I'm out.